and welcome to PBCJ Presents, our weekly discussion series in which we examine some of the hot-button issues of the day. I am Simone Absalom Gale. This week, we focus on Jamaica's first digital currency, JAMDEX. Digital currency is any currency, money, or money-like asset primarily managed, stored, or exchanged on digital computer systems, especially over the internet. You can use your phone, tablet, and other smart electronic devices to access it. A central bank digital currency is a digital currency that is issued and overseen by a country's central bank. That's what happened in Jamaica, and legislation has been coined to support this move, the rollout of JAMDEX. Deputy Governor of the Bank of Jamaica, Mrs. Natalie Haynes, is here to present the facts with Vernon James, CEO of Link. Deputy Governor, sir, welcome.
Thank you, Simone.
All right, so is this the same as cryptocurrency?
No, it's not. Cryptocurrency is privately issued. It's not backed by a central authority.
And why is it?
Central bank digital currency is backed by a central authority, and in this case, Bank of Jamaica.
But why not use blockchain technology then?
All right, so when we started out the process to find a provider, we were agnostic as to the technology. So we didn't have anything against blockchain, but in terms of the bids that we got to our RFP, the solution, e-currency solution, was the best in terms of our requirements.
And do you agree, Mr. James?
Well, I suppose the technology is important, but there are many different routes to achieving the goal. As Natalie is saying, the e-currency was the selected. I don't think it matters which other providers you use.
All right, so central bank digital currency is not new, and around the world, other countries are a little further along with digital currencies, such as the Bahamas' Sand Dollar project, which is currently in production, and China's Digital Yuan, which is one of the most extensive CBDC programs, launched a pilot project in 2014. Does this digital currency mean that the bank will be phasing out the use of printed money?
Absolutely not. We are not phasing it out. Digital currencies to give people another option in terms of their means of payment. So you either choose physical currency or CBDC, and or CBDC is called JAMDEX.
All right, but the common man, though, would probably say he's more comfortable using the notes. What's the aim of putting out a JAMDEX?
All right, so in terms of cost, the cost of cash is high, not just for Bank of Jamaica, but for the commercial banks, in terms of storage fees, courier costs, the time it takes to order banknotes from overseas, have it printed and shipped to Jamaica. That's about a 9 months lag. So all that resource, we think it was best in terms of digital currency, and also the government of Jamaica is on its path for digital transformation.
Okay.
Yeah, you would have seen in terms of a news report, in terms of Minister Vaz, and what they are trying to do in terms of broadband in the entire country for persons to have access to internet and Wi-Fi so that they could use digital products. So in terms of government payments, they are on that path. And so the central bank, this is the central bank support for digital currency. And of course, we can't leave out financial inclusion.
That's true. Mr.
Right.
James, in your observation, what's the response so far?
I think the response is good. I mean, in support to what Natalie is saying, digital currency removes the barriers and increases the speed of the transfer of value. So, with digital currency, you're able to transact business pretty much right across the market space. You don't have to go and get cash. It's more convenient. You don't have to join on the lines. And so you can do business a lot easier.
Right.
So far, I think the acceptance of digital means to do business is growing. As NCB was, I think, one of the first banks to go digital in terms of its online banking, its app, and the use of our digital channels has exploded tremendously over the years. So JAMDEX is just a vehicle, I think, to accelerate it. Where JAMDEX really resonates are for people who don't have bank accounts. And so what you find is that a good portion of Jamaican society has been locked out of financial services because they don't have bank accounts.
Sure.
Through JAMDEX and Link, you can open an account. You only need a valid ID. You can open an account, and immediately you can start to do your business. So we're unlocking financial services for the whole country, but in particular, those who haven't been able to avail themselves of the digital services before. So far, I think it's been very positive, and we are in a journey to get more Jamaicans comfortable so that it is the primary vehicle that people use to transact their business in a couple of years.
All right, so when we come back, I really want to delve into those who are not comfortable and what have they been saying and what you can say to them. But we're going to take a short break. Stay with us. PBCJ Presents. We'll be right back.
I wish to inform Jamaica that the government has already launched Operation Get Every Illegal Gun. My message today, therefore, is directed to the many young men who have illegal weapons in their possession, who hide the weapons, or as they say, lock them. And I'm speaking as well to the girlfriends, the baby mothers, the sisters and the mothers who give them cover and protection. I'm giving you warning. Put down the gun. Give it up. Leave the gang. Dissociate yourself from the gunmen. Otherwise, the consequences will be grim.
Welcome back to PBCJ Presents. We're talking about JAMDEX, and we were talking about what some persons have to say in terms of the negative comments so far, or maybe we should just say concerns that they've brought forward and what you have to say towards. And what are some of the, I would say, plausible concerns that persons have portrayed so far? Let's start with you, Natalie.
And so the central bank did an actual survey in terms of a wide cross-section of the Jamaican population. And the main concern we saw was the security of the system. And I'm here to assure them that in terms of the CBDC platform that is operated by Bank of Jamaica, where we issue digital currency to wallet providers, that is secure. It has been tested. In fact, we have the preliminary results from a third-party independent assessor, and all the boxes are checked in terms of the security of the system.
Any on your part, Mr. James?
Well, just to expand on what Natalie is saying, yes, security was the primary concern, and we also want to assure that we are regulated by the Bank of Jamaica. All wallet providers really have to be. And we are a part of the largest financial group in Jamaica, known for its standards for cybersecurity in particular. So when you're doing business with Link, you can rest assured that you can do your business with the same confidence as if you were doing business with NCB. That's the standard of security that we exhibit. But I do understand the concern when people are used to using cash, they can touch it and feel it. Electronic money is different. It's not tangible. It's there. It's the same value, but it's not tangible. So it really is an education journey to get Jamaicans comfortable with the equivalence of, the cash and the e-money.
What about, some people though have said that they've signed up, but they had not received that initial, I think it was $2,500.
The government's cash incentive.
Yes, and they didn't get it. What do you have to say towards that?
Well, the cash incentive was for the first 100,000 people
as of
signed
April
up.
1.
As of April 1. We have over 130,000 customers within Link. So the first 100,000 did get their 2,500. Unfortunately, those who created their link accounts after did not qualify for it. But there are still very good reasons for you to sign up and use Link.
Is it like the Cash App though? In the United States, they have a Cash App where they can exchange money person to person using a digital currency. Can we do that with JAMDEX?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
One of the things that we did when we formed a partnership with the BOJ is to create the feature so you can transfer money, we call it P2P, between you and your friends, and you can pay small merchants and so on. And you can do that with Link. You can transfer JAMDEX P2P. So if I wanted to transfer money to Natalie, I could, once Natalie has an account with Link, and vice versa. But that's just the tip of the iceberg. I mean, where we're going with Link, with JAMDEX is, right now, Link is across the island in all ABMs. So if you are a JAMDEX holder, so you have JAMDEX in your Link wallet, you can go to an ABM and you can withdraw your funds. So you can go from JAMDEX to physical cash through Link. You can go from physical cash to JAMDEX through Link. You can pay another merchant with JAMDEX, a small merchant. And I would say in the next couple of months, you'll be able to go to many of the large merchants and be able to pay with JAMDEX. That's what we are working on now.
So in terms of it going to other banks, what are the other banks saying?
All right,
We
so
expect
the other
to get on
banks
board.
are a little late in coming out of the blocks. NCB, TFOB Link, the benefit was that they already had a mobile wallet, tested it in our sandbox even before CBDC was launched. So they were able
They
to
were
capitalize
ahead
of the game. The other entities, they are working towards it, and by the end of this calendar year, I expect at least 2 more to come on board.
But what I can say, and this is one of the real benefits of JAMDEX, is that once we have other wallet providers and banks on, then you can transfer your JAMDEX between one wallet to another 24/7 very easily. So it's a way to transfer money that is an improvement as to how you do it now. Now you do it through, if you want to go from NCB to Scotia, for example, you do it through RTGS or you do it through ACH. When other banks come on board, you can transfer between Link and another wallet 7 days a week, 24 hours a day.
And that's what we call interoperability.
Correct.
Wow.
So that's the benefit of JAMDEX. It's interoperable across the various wallet providers.
So let me just put a plug in here for Natalie. We are waiting on the other banks too, because that functionality and that ease of transfer of value is needed. So we actually look forward to a market where we have many other wallet providers and we are interoperable and be able to move money from one to the other.
That information, good to know. When we come back from our next break, I want to find out how I can sign up. I want to find out about protection from the banks, from regulations, whether or not we are protected. But we have to take a quick break, and then we'll come back with more information. You're watching PBCJ Presents. Stay with us.
Without a doubt, tourism is Jamaica's #1 industry, and our dedicated workers are its greatest asset. Jamaica would not be the heartbeat of the world without you. As the industry rebounds from the impact of COVID-19 pandemic, we truly need all hands on deck, yours included. Vaccination holds the hope for tourism's full recovery. In addition to COVID-19 protocols, it is the only comprehensive way to fight the pandemic and save lives. I am therefore urging every worker in the tourism and hospitality industry, in all the subsectors, including accommodation, attractions, entertainment, transportation and craft, to do your part and get vaccinated. Do it for yourself, your family, your workplace, and your community. Do it for Jamaica, land we love. Stay safe. Get vaccinated.
Welcome back to PBCJ Presents. I'm Simone Absalom Gale, and we're talking about JAMDEX, the new digital currency that's coming on in Jamaica. It's here already. We have one bank that's already issuing it, and it's NCB. What I want to know, is there a cost to signing up for JAMDEX?
No.
No cost just yet.
Answer is no.
All right. And would you imagine that there will be a cost when other banks coming in, and are we secured? Is there any security to ensure that persons are not overcharged for the use of the different digital wallets?
All right, so let me deal with that one, and I only can speak on behalf of the Link wallet. For JAMDEX transactions, person-to-person transactions, that's phone to phone, there's no cost.
Mm-hmm.
But they can charge me to get the wallet. To
No.
get the wallet up and
No.
running.
No.
Can't.
No.
Link is free. Very easy. You just go to the App Store and you download Link. You just need a valid form of ID, and you can become a Link customer. You don't need a bank account. You don't need anything else. You just need a valid form of ID, Jamaican ID, and you're a Link customer. There is no charge. It is free. And it's built that way because, as I said, we are trying to attract those people who are currently left out of the banking, system.
Financially excluded.
Yes. So we want them to be able to use Link with confidence. So no, there is no charge to create a Link account.
All right. Next question. Are the merchants charged for the use of this?
Well, right now, you can transfer money to merchants. There are no charges to that, no. Small merchants, P2P.
Using the phone.
Using the phone.
The app on the phone.
Right. When we offer the functionality to larger merchants, which is coming soon, when we do, yes, there will be a charge because there's an infrastructure that has to be developed to support those transactions.
So then it's fair enough to
But there's a
say-
charge to the merchant. It's not
to the merchant.
charged.
But then,
No, it's to the merchant,
what's
not to the
to
customer.
stop
Not to
the
the
merchants from passing on that charge to the little man like me then?
No, but remember, when you go to a merchant, a large merchant, and use your credit card, right? There is a charge to the merchant for that. I don't think that merchant passes that on to you. When you go to the merchant and use your debit card, there's a charge to both you and the merchant.
Right.
Look in your account.
There is.
There's a charge. When you have your debit card and you go to an ATM to withdraw cash, there is a charge.
There is a charge.
Look in again on your account statement.
Okay.
So
fair
what we
enough.
are saying, when the persons are using JAMDEX for the larger merchants that have a payment platform, it's not a phone-to-phone, no, we don't call that P2P. There is going to be a cost to the merchant, and we are expecting that cost is no greater than what exists now for other
Correct.
means of payment.
Correct.
Okay, fair enough. But what if there is? Is there any security against
You
that?
mean
What if they do?
If the
You're saying
merchant
you
levies
expect it, but you know
a
what I'm saying?
charge to
What
the
if there is-
customer?
Yeah.
No, but remember, the charge at the that is to the merchants is from the bank. So, of course, discussions will be held with the banks where we see where those charges are onerous and far exceed what currently exists for credit cards and debit cards.
Okay, so basically we're relying on their ethical.
For the banks,
Yes,
and
we're relying on
our banks in
banking
Jamaica are
ethics.
ethical. They are ethical.
So
They are regulated by Bank of Jamaica. Of course, they are ethical.
and all the transactions are instant. Sometimes when you have checks, you give it to the banks. You have to wait a couple of days because remember that
No,
this is not the same as signing up for a bank account. What you're saying is that I can just download an app and get a valid
Right.
ID
So-
and deal with it. So I'm not going to go through the whole process
So just-
of opening a regular bank account, right?
Just to go back to the start of the discussion where you were saying, this is e-money. The whole reason for e-money, for the electronic transfer of money is speed and the ease of doing business. So yes, it's immediate, it's instant, it's not checked. There's no physical form of value that comes from using Link. So
Is there a limit to the amount of money I can use? So if I'm buying a car, can I just put the whole $5 million and just be like, okay? Yeah.
Bank of Jamaica will not impose a limit. However, I hasten to say that the wallet provider, based on their risk assessment of the customer,
Correct.
will determine a limit for each customer if they so desire. But Bank of Jamaica is not imposing a limit because, can I tell you, unlike physical cash under the Proceeds of Crime Act, there is a cash transaction limit of $1 million Jamaica dollars because cash is anonymous.
All right. Next question. Is my money insured with e-commerce?
No, your money is not, it's not an account. But guess what? Your money is secure because it is backed by the central bank, and the central bank is the issuer. And remember now, deposit insurance only comes in when there's an issue with the bank in terms of solvency.
Okay.
Your money, if something happens to the bank, if somebody hacks and takes money from your account or whatever, that is between you and the bank. Deposit insurance does not come in.
Right.
Deposit insurance only comes in when there's a solvency issue with the bank. And I'm saying for JAMDEX, there's no deposit insurance. What happens if there's an issue with the bank? The central bank steps in and ensure that your JAMDEX is secure.
Amen. Mr. James, if I'm walking in halfway tree and someone grab my phone, will I lose my money?
No.
I'm saying no. No.
Won't use, they can't get in. They can't.
No, because
Why
remember now, when you create a link account, we have various means of securing your link account. Biometrically, so you're going to log in, you're going to use your face and so on and so forth, or you use your thumb and you have that information that's stored. We also use a PIN that is stored. So nobody can enter your account by stealing your phone. For one, they can't biometrically replicate, your face and so on. For two, likely they're not going to have your PIN. So your account is secure and you don't have to worry about people stealing your phone and you're losing access to your account and people going into your account. Of course, you don't want to lose your phone, but no, you don't have that risk with Link.
Going back to that point where we said that, other banks have not yet come on board, what are some of the benefits to the financial sector using this kind of e-commerce?
All right.
Maybe they want to
No. For the bank, no, man, they know because, as I said, cash is costly. Whenever a NCB or any other bank orders currency from Bank of Jamaica, they have to pay courier cost. They have to pay storage cost with the cash in transit company. That is costly, right? Then to redeem that cash, they have to pay the courier to take it back to Bank of Jamaica. That is costly. So I would think that the banks would try to minimize that cost for cash. And NCB recognizes that. And that's why the digital route is the best route to go.
So tell me then, if you're pushing for this way to go, why introduce new notes?
Because again, it's a cost issue.
Explain.
Because remember I said at the top of the program, we're not ruling out physical banknotes, right? But the cost to produce banknotes in its current state, it's a very high cost because of the substrate. It's not as durable as what we are moving to.
Remind us of the new notes.
What about it?
Yes. Which one are we getting? For persons who,
Okay, so
are not yet aware.
Currently we have 5 what we call denominations.
Yes.
Right? When the new notes come in, we'll have 6 because we have the introduction of the $2,000 banknote.
Yes.
So we'll have 6. So you're getting all the notes are going to be upgraded and redesigned.
And they last longer, right?
Last longer because substrate, polymer, that's going to be used gives us about at least a 50% more useful life in the note. So they last longer.
And I also heard that there's something in for persons who have disabilities.
Visually impaired.
Okay.
Yeah. So currently, for the current banknotes, there is a feature on the banknotes. You may not recognize it because you're not, that sense of you is not heightened, but it doesn't last long because of the substrate. So they are unable to feel it. With the polymer, the feature on the note for the visually impaired will last for the lifetime of the note.
Okay.
In addition, the visually impaired persons, some of them complained about the closeness in color. Because you have some people who are not totally blind, you know. So when we say visually impaired, some of them can still see a color or see a big symbol, eh? Currently, the 500 and 5,000 are very similar in color. So the persons, not only visually impaired, persons in dim light conditions have been known to tender one in place of the other. Tender at 5,000 when they really wanted to tender at 500. So we sought to address that issue as well.
I've done that.
You have done that?
Yes,
Wow.
I have. And I'm so glad you're
Yeah, so
seeking
we are
to
addressing that
address
issue
all of
in the
those issues.
redesigns. Yeah.
All right, so to recap, JAMDEX is here. It's here to stay. We're looking forward. We have how many retailers now on board? Do you have
We have
the numbers
over
with you?
2,000 merchants.
Okay, and growing, and growing.
We will be about
There's very
10,000.
good security, very good technological security. We don't have to worry about that. If we lose the device that we have the app on, we don't have to worry about the fact that someone might find it, right?
able to access
And
your
it
account
will
now.
be person to person, so you can use it like a cash app. So persons who are cosmetologists, persons, the jerk chicken man
Yeah.
can have it, so you can do phone to phone, right? And soon big merchants are coming on stream, right? But we're not doing away with paper money. I'm sure my grandaunt is loving this. We're not doing away with the paper money
Why?
because she doesn't even own a phone,
But
so
what?
she will be like, no, that's not.
No,
we're not
there
doing
is
away-
Why dirty your hands with
No,
money?
but
and
there
you
is
can
a
do
niche.
business?
There is a in terms of persons, and I know it's going to take some time to get
Yes.
accustomed to digital.
Yeah.
So we want a central bank offering the options
Yes.
for persons to go JAMDEX or
physical cash. All right, so links.
But we are hoping
Yeah.
that over time the volumes of cash that I need to order will be reduced over time.
That's true.
Yeah,
And
we're counting on it.
And tell me a bit more about links and how links came into this whole thing for persons who do not know. Before we wrap up.
Link is a digital wallet. So why Link was created is what Natalie is saying. We recognize that the barriers for the movement of value are coming down, and we needed to create cheaper channels for people to be able to engage with their transactions. So NCB launched on a journey. It's been quite a journey to build Link. It's an expensive journey, but it's a good investment because the future of business is digital.
That's the name of this company, by the way.
Yeah,
The future of business
is digital.
Yes.
It's not physical cash really, it is digital, so you can, buy things overseas and so on. You need to do that digitally if you're going to do that from Jamaica. So recognizing that, we wanted to reduce our cost to serve, but I would say most importantly, we wanted to expand the base of customers to the unbanked, the people who don't have access to these sorts of services now. And so we launched a journey. Link has started off as a wallet. You can do P2P now, so I can transfer money to you. I can pay, as you said, your hairdresser and so on, the small merchants. But Link is going to be so much more. Very shortly, we're going to have larger merchants on, so you'll be able to go to any of your merchants and pay with Link. We'll be launching other services like remittances.
It sounds like I have to get you back
soon.
on so you can talk about all those other services, but unfortunately we have run out of time. Oh man.
So sad.
So thanks so very much for coming on. We learned so much about JAMDEX. I'm excited for the future. Can't wait to see what else you have in store for us. And thanks to the BOJ for, deciding to take a step into the future and for supporting that.
Central bank.
World's leading.
Bank.
You have been watching PBCJ Presents. Our topic this week is the new central bank digital currency JAMDEX. Thanks so much to Mrs. Natalie Haynes, Deputy Governor of the Bank of Jamaica, and Mr. Vernon James from Link for sharing with us. This has been PBCJ Presents. I'm Simone Absalom. Pleasant viewing.